And I also had his father as a partner. I remember Reyes. I still remember him as a grown-up man. I remember him as a 9-year-old. 9 años. Is anybody here 9 years old? Come here. My brother Reyes was about this age when I remember him. I was about 6. About this high from him. And I remember my grandpa Bruno, when he went to his house, he would give Reyes a big money like that. It was 50 cents. And he goes gives me a quarter. And well, we went home. And I told Reyes, how come my grandpa Bruno gives you the big one? And he gives me a little one. And it got some bigger. I couldn't understand that. Why he got 50 cents and I got a quarter. But Reyes was about this age. I remember we was coming from Papa Bruno. He used to love that man. He loved my grandpa Bruno very much. He was coming from his house. And Grandpa Bruno, after he gave him 50 cents, gave me a quarter, he said, cuida tu hermanito. Take care of your little brother. Hold his hand. He was giving my brother Reyes already a command to take care of his little brother. So his little brother didn't like to hold his hand. But we took him, and as soon as we went down to a little arroyo or ravine, he would turn me loose. And my Papa Bruno had told him, don't let him walk and cross the road by himself. So Reyes already had a command at 9 years old. Look at the little boy. You take care of your brother or your sister? You don't have one? You have a brother? You take care of him? And sometimes not. It's hard now. It's hard to take care of a little brother. Especially one like this one. Okay, thank you. But that's how big Reyes was. When I remember him. Well, Reyes went through a lot of things. These people are the first family that Reyes had. My brother and my sister. That's the first family that Reyes came from. Then look what came out. I want to give you the names that Reyes had. I was about 6. I remember that very well. Names that Reyes had was Reyes. At school, there was a girl that called him Reyes. He didn't like it. Reyes. Reyes didn't like it. What she called him after the Reyes. Anyway, that was one name. And he was called Mijo. My mama called him Mijo. He was called King. And all these names had something of Reyes. This man they called him King, who was coming from Papa Bruno's house. We had to walk, it was about a mile to where my mom lived. So we were walking, and Reyes had a dog named Lucky. To me, it wasn't very lucky, but that was his name, the little dog. And he would turn loose on my hand and try to handle that dog. Papa Bruno had told him, don't let Fernando cross the street. So we were walking down. and the bus was coming, the school bus. And this guy was driving the bus. His name was Ferguson. He was driving the bus. And when he was pretty close, the dog ran across the road. And Reyes ran right after it. And I ran after Reyes. And the bus was coming, and I'm lying to the bus hit him about 4 inches from him. It missed Reyes, and he hit the dog. The dog was laying on the floor, on the road. And Reyes went and dropped him. The one time I saw Reyes, my brother cried because he loved somebody. He loved something. It was that little dog. He probably loved me too, but he never told me at that time. Anyway, he got the dog in his arms. And the man got off of the bus. He used to call him King. He called him Fernie. Fernie, he told him, where's King? And King was over there with the dog in his arms. He would try to pick my brother. He said he had run over him too. And Reyes said, I don't like you because you ran over my dog. And then I said, no, King, how are you? He kept on, and Reyes kept on saying, I don't like you because you ran over my dog. And Reyes held the dog in his arms. Oh, he always liked dogs. Right, Becky? He always liked dogs. I didn't. Because I got knocked out of a bicycle with a dog. And I didn't like dogs. So my brother, you know, that bus driver was so scared he had almost run over Reyes. But he killed the dog. And he told Reyes, I'll give you another dog. King, I will give you another dog. I will win another dog. So we went home. There was the other name he had, King. That's what they used to call him. And then, Kingy, we got it from there. Kingy, they got it. People used to call him when he was a little older. Lupe and then people Pejarano. And then there was a friend of his that called him Cuate. Cuate means amigo, my friend. He called him Cuate. And another name, I don't know, some people used to call him, but I don't think I should tell him. But other people used to call him El Pinacate. That's the name some people call him, Pinacate. Pinacate is a Jumba. And I call him brother. This was the name he had before he had Papa Rey. But he started with names that people gave him. Ray went a long time. At nine, like a little boy, he was already working. He used to come to school and take care of chickens. Feed the chicken, clean the stuff around him, and then they feed him with eggs and chicken, and he'd take it to my mom. He was already started. And by doing all this, and there was, at those times they grew a lot of potatoes for my mom. And the minister prayed, how many rows do you want? 4. I said, why so many? I was still younger than you were. Why do you tend to get so many? Because you used to dig them out. And once they dig them out, you have to pick them up. So Reyes and I had to pick potatoes out. My brother told me, Reyes never hit him. I said, well, I can tell you how many times he hit me. But he wanted me to learn. He wanted me to learn. He said, I want you to be good, and I want you to be a good worker. I was 6 years old. I didn't want to work, but I wanted to play. But he already had that command from at 9 years old already, telling him that he had to be a father to me. He had to be a big brother. I would lean on his shoulder to tell him, or when I cry, I would lean on him. But he had nobody to lean on. He didn't know where to lean on. If you was an older brother, you know. At that time, my mom was going through the same thing. Just like Stella said, my dad got killed when I was young, when he was young. But then she married to a good man. And my brothers and sisters, they're good people. Because they came out from another good man. So God was good with my mom. First he gave my father good, then he gave my stepfather a good man. And he tried to take care of us. I love that man like a father. That's the only man I knew as a father. I depended on Reyes very much. On everything. When we went to school, we would take the older kids and get away from him and beat him. But they used to fight and he hit him in the arm like that. Don't hit him again, don't hit him again. Okay. But my brother burned his 2 legs at the age about 10. They were jumping on the fire. He would jump the highest and best. And the best got on fire. He got burned. And he couldn't go to school no more. And I used to go to school, and I used to miss him a lot because he's the one who fed me from the other kids. So see, I depended on him to take care of me that way. And he stayed out of school for probably about a year. Reyes joined the army. I was about probably 15, he was about 18. When he went in the army, that's when I missed him the most. If you have a brother that you depend on and love him, you miss things because you're separated. Separated, and I was on my own. And Reyes, while he was over there, I got met one time with him when he went to Korea. And my mom told me, your brother is leaving. Make peace with him. I said, no. I was a very stubborn person. I said, no, I'm not going to make up with him. So Reyes left. At those times, you had to stay 9 months over there, 14 months. And while he was over there, he was in combat. And here I was, thinking about, why didn't I say, well, like I said, we didn't use the word love. But why didn't I say, hey, all right, bro, you put my arms around me, you know, I'd be happy. But I had to wait a whole year to wait for him to come back. And yet, when he was over there, I remember one time he sent me a jacket from Korea. A real beautiful dragon in the back. Oh man, I was so proud, showing all the kids, showing all the people, you know, oh, look at here. And he was in. And then he gave me a ring. It had a Indian head in it. He said, take care of it, because I took it from a prisoner, a Korean prisoner. So take care of it. I lost it. There was Reyes in those times. See, he still cared. He was a person that loved people. But I'll come back to when he got burned. When he got burned, that's when he turned very strong to the Blessed Mother. Because my Jewish people used to sing songs to the Virgin of Guadalupe. And maybe this is what got him close to somebody that he could trust. And when he got burned, he wasn't hurt, he turned to her. And you know, some of you know how strong he was with her. And he depended on the Blessed Mother. He made me start thinking about that. Okay, went to the after the army and everything. But there was our separation. Then when he came back, he got married, and I was against Stella again. I said, there's another separation from me and Reyes. She took him away from me. But he was also married to a good person. He was married to a good person, and I learned to love Estella like my sister. Like my sister, and my other sister-in-law. I love him with a very special love. That was Reyes. Then I went in the Marine Corps, another separation. I came out. We got together again. Reyes and I used to fight a lot. It was little fights. But still, you hurt somebody when you tell them something. When a word comes out of your mouth, it is sour, you hurt somebody. I was telling Victor, when Reyes and I went to the Crucillo, I was 24 years old. Reyes was 27. Reyes was 27 years old. As much as he loved the Blessed Mother, the Blessed Mother took us. Not only him, me too, to her son. He took it to her son Jesus. Once he took it to him, oh man, look, pura gloria. Reyes and I went to the Crucillo and me Jesus God, you know how Jesus is strong in you. Yanni, you know when you're in front of the Blessed Sacrament, how Jesus. I want to show you what my brother and I did. Now, this is my other brother. So you remind me and him, and Reyes and I. We both went, and we were in the Blessed Sacrament. And Reyes told me, Fernie, Yanni, do you know that Jesus talks to you? Oh, yes, I said. You know, he can hear you, anything you say. Yes, I said. He's alive. And Reyes and I, for the first time, because I had heard him a lot, and he heard me. I never told him he heard me, but I knew I had heard him. And when Reyes and I stood like this in front of the Blessed Sacrament, and for the first time, I looked at my brother, and he looked at me and told me, I'm sorry, and I love you. And I looked at him and told him, said, I love you, and I'm sorry. I hurt you. There was the words that we learned. Him and I learned to say the word, I love you and I'm sorry. And that was the greatest word that anybody can hear. He went back to his family. I used the word, I love you and I'm sorry. I Here with my kid. Now I need my brother. Take care of him. This is the love that God told us, Jesus told us, love one another. Love your mother and your father. Love your brother. And Reyes had that love. When we got out of there, nothing could stop us. Because I blessed mother, she remembered me. Me especially, because I never paid much attention to her. Because of him, I turned to her. And she took us to her son, Jesus. And now Jesus took us to his Father in heaven. Like he said to us, I'll be waiting for you. And he said, from there he said, we're still together. And very much. And this is Reyes, as a little kid.